Hey there friends, and welcome back to Make Your Money Thrive. My name is Christina, and today I'm going to be closing out my budget for January week 2, so doing my weekly check-in for the second week of January in my budget. Let's jump right into it. So when I do my weekly check-in, this is when I take a look at all of the transactions that I've had for the week and figure out what it is I have left in my cash envelopes, make sure that everything ties out, and then sweep the cash that I want to sweep from my expense categories into my cash sweep savings challenge. So I have already gone through and color coded all of my transactions for January week 2 just to save some time on this video. And I'm going to be using this to get a total for each of my categories here and see what it is I should have left in each of these. So I'm going to start here with groceries, and I started the week with $120. And I'll just kind of keep a total here on this page. I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background, by the way, but she is meowing quite loud, so I do apologize if you can hear her. But I will start with groceries and just get a total. So on the 11th, I did $2 towards my savings challenge. On the 12th, I had 3 additional groceries transactions. So there was $99, and then a $5, and then a $6. And then on the 13th, I did an additional $7. So that gives me a total of $119. But I do also know that my household expense category had a transaction which was putting money back into my groceries envelope, because at Publix, I just used my groceries cash envelope, even though I bought an item that was $4 that technically qualified as household. So I put that money back in. So I'm going to subtract out $4. And that gives me a total of $115 that I spent in groceries. Hope that that makes sense. So I'm going to write 115 as my total spent this week. And that means that I should have $5 remaining. So I'll go to my groceries cash envelope and take a look, and I do have $5 in here. So that ties out, and I'm going to set this $5 aside for when I'm done doing my check-in. So $5 remaining. Carryover is a no. And then I have this box that says go to goal amount. So with my cash sweep savings challenge, I like to apply it towards a specific goal. And I'm going to put that full $5 towards my goal. But let's say I wanted to put a portion of that $5 towards my goal and another portion towards another sinking fund or something else that I'm working on. I would be able to split it up in that column and keep a record of where this is coming from and where it needs to go. So I'll go ahead and do gas next. And with gas, I had one transaction and it was $30 going towards my January savings challenge. And I started the week with $30 in gas, so that means I shouldn't have anything left in my gas cash envelope, and I do not. So remaining is 0. I don't have to make a decision on carryover or what's going to goal. So I'll do household next, and household started the week with $40, I think it was. I thought it was 50. But maybe it was 40. So with household, I did $33 at Target on the 12th. That $4 that went to pay back groceries, and then an additional $1 that I put towards my $1 savings challenge, and that gives me a total of $38 spent. So I should have $2 left in here. Let me just write down that 38. I should have $2 left based on that, and I do. I have $2 left here in my household envelope. So I am going to go ahead and just put that right back into my household envelope, because with household, I kind of do it more on a monthly basis than on a weekly basis, just because purchases flow differently when it comes to household supplies. So amount remaining is 2. I have yes as carryover, and nothing is going to goal because it's being carried over. Spending, I started the week with $37. And spending, I did 12 to my savings challenge, another 5 to my $5 savings challenge, 19 at Chicken Guy because they opened one up near us and it's so yummy. And then on the 12th, I put $1 into my $1 savings challenge. So that means I spent a total of $37. And I shouldn't have anything left in spending, and I don't. I can see here at the back because it's clear at the back that I have nothing, oops, that I have nothing left in spending. So remaining is 0 and no decision on carryover or what's going to go since there's nothing left. For eating out, fun, allowance, and my weekly buffer, these are new categories that I'm adding into my weekly expenses for 2025. And the cash that I used for week 2 of January technically was allocated from December of 2024. So these new categories were not accounted for, but they will start showing up in my budget starting with week 3 of January. So I have nothing to report for any of these categories this week. And then the last category that I spent out of this week was Fun Money, which is a sinking fund, and that's highlighted here in gray. So with Fun Money, I spent $58 plus an additional $5 at Publix. Then I did $5 into my $5 savings challenge, which I don't often put money from my sinking funds into any of my savings challenges, but occasionally I will put it into my $1 or $5 savings challenge. And then the last transaction was another $7 at Publix. So that gives me a total of $75 that I spent. And that savings challenge started for the week with a total of $178. So that means I should have, oops, I put 73. So that means I should have $103 remaining in that cash envelope. So let's take a quick look here in that envelope. You know what? I forgot I moved it. I'm still getting my system kind of set up because I had to get some more wallets since I had kind of a lot going on in some of them. So I had to move it, and here's my fun sinking fund, and I have $100 in the bank, 1, 2, 3 for this fun category. So that is perfect. And that is exactly right. So for my amount remaining, I have $103. Carryover is a yes, because that's a sinking fund and nothing is going towards my goal. So that means of the categories that I spent from this week, I had a starting balance of $405 and I spent a total of $295. My amount remaining should be, let's see, that's $110, and it looks like that's correct. But let's just make sure. So if I do 405 minus 295 should give me 110, and it does. So the amount that I am going to be putting towards my goal this week is this $5 that I have in groceries, which isn't a ton, but it's better than 0. So I'm going to take this $5 that I have here and grab my Cash Sweep Savings Challenge envelopes and go to the month of January here for my Cash Sweep, and I can stick that $5 right inside. Perfect. So that is that. That is my week 2 check-in for my zero-based budget and how I like to do those. Definitely excited to have that $5 to go towards my cash sweep savings challenge, and I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions and share whether or not you do a weekly check-in in your budget in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you put a like and don't forget to get subscribed. I'd absolutely love to have you here. Thanks so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye!